Hello everybody, my name is Tierlisted. Today I'm going to be tier listing all of the Huntress's add-ons. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Iridescent Head. Successful hatchet hits immediately put healthy survivors into the dying state, but you can only have one hatchet. Yeah, that is a big downside, but at the same time, it's an instant kill S tier. Now, this will be a first. Soldier's Pate. The Huntress moves at 4.6 when she has no hatchets, so she moves 5% faster when she's out of hatchets. And again, as I said before in other videos about the tier list, we're ranking them if they were used by themselves. See, like, Soldier's Pate would be good with the Iridescent Head because you only have one hatchet, so you're constantly going to be out. But it by itself, no. This is going to be the first time I put it Iridescent not in S, I believe. I don't know. Maybe I've already done that. I don't know. But yeah, this... I'm sorry, but 5% haste when you're out, and you have 7 hatchets. So you have to get rid of 7 hatchets, and you can just reload immediately. I'm sorry, this is F tier. Begrimed Head. Hit survivors suffer from mangled and hemorrhage for 80 seconds. So yeah, this is Sloppy Butcher, but Sloppy Butcher is 90 seconds, and it has to be basic attacks. So just run Sloppy Butcher, realistically. I mean, to be fair, this is like the green version of Sloppy Butcher. So I mean, you can just have a free perk slot now. Like, instead of running Sloppy, you can run this. I mean, I'll put this in B, I guess. Glowing Concoction. People love running this one. Reveals the ores the survivors hit by hatchets for 5 seconds. So after you hit them, you can see them for 5 seconds. So if you get a cool cross map or something, you can just immediately hit them again. S tier. I wouldn't say it's better than this, though. Infantry Belt. This used to give you 2 hatchets on top of the 5 that you already had max. Now, hatchet hits grant 3% haste for 5 seconds. I mean, in my opinion, this is just... It's better than this, in my opinion, because this gives you 5% when you're out, but you have 7 hatchets, so it's going to be a while before you're out anyways. This is just when you hit someone. I think this slowdown from, like, the Sloppy Butcher, though, is really useful, so I'm keeping that there. Grant's undetectable for 30 seconds after reloading. It's called Wooden Fox. I think this is better than this, personally, because, like, you still have your lullaby, so they know they're at least 40 meters away from you, but they don't know exactly where you are. Now, your lullaby does get a little bit louder the closer you get to them, so they could use that as an indicator, but, you know, some survivors are stupid, so, yeah. Deerskin Gloves. Decreases time to reload lockers by 20%. Just run Iron Maiden. Because these are just the add-ons by themselves. We are ranking if you run perks with them as well. So yeah, just run Iron Maiden. Flower Babushka. Decreases time required to wind up hatchets by 10%. I think this is probably one of her best add-ons. If not the best, honestly. No, being able to insta down is just too good. Now, just because an add-on like gives them exposed or something, or insta downs them, doesn't mean I'm immediately putting it S. Like the Knight, he's not reworked quite yet. I don't think we're gonna get to him, as I said before. So I'm probably not even gonna be ranking that. But his current one of his iridescents, I don't remember the name, but it's like every 4th guard spawned. If it's within 12 meters of the survivor, they're exposed for 8 seconds. It has so many conditions, and 8 seconds is not nearly long enough. I think it should be a minute, especially with those conditions. Like, it's every 4th guard, and then you have to spawn them within 12 meters of the survivor, and the survivor can easily run away. So, I mean, it's more than likely that you're not going to be able to get it off anyways. So, yeah, that's where I would put it. Rose Root. Increases thrown hatchet speed by 20%. If you're going for cross maps, I don't know if this is good. I think it changes the arc and everything. But yeah, I'd give this a solid A. I mean, I think it's pretty good if you're just a regular old Huntress player. Rusty Head. Hatchets inflict mangled for 70 seconds. So it's 10 seconds less than this, but it's not hemorrhage. It's only mangled. So I'm going to put this in C. It's still pretty good slowdown, though. Venomous Concoction. Hatchets inflict exhausted for 5 seconds. I mean, more than likely, if you're winding up a hatchet, they're already going to use their sprint burst or something. So I'm going to put it below this. Leather Loop. Hatchet hits grant 2% haste for 5 seconds. It's literally 1% less than the infantry belt. Like, 1% is nothing, pretty much, so I'm just going to put them right next to each other. Mana Grass Braid. It decreases time required to wind up a hatchet by 5%. It's literally this, but 5% less, and it's still good for being 5%. I think it's still better than that. Oak Haft. Decreases hatchet throw cooldown by 20%. Again, S tier. I mean, most of these are going to be S tier, in my opinion. Like, especially the wind up and the throw cooldown. I think this is better than the 5% of this, but yeah. Shiny Pin. Increases Huntress movement speed by 5 while aiming or throwing a hatchet. Her base kit movement speed, I think, got buffed already. This is just pretty decent. I mean, is it better than this, though? Thrown hatchet speed? No, it's not better than that. Alright, here we go. Hatchets inflict incapacitated for 10 seconds. It's called Weighted Head. Incapacitated means you can't heal, repair, sabotage, cleanse, bless, mend, or use items. But 10 seconds is a little low. I think this, personally, I think it should be bumped up to like 20, maybe even 30. Because if you're being hit by a hatchet, you're probably in chase, right? So you're not going to be doing anything anyways. The only time I can think this would be useful is if they have a syringe or something. You're going to stop them from being able to use their items, so they can't use a syringe or a styptic or anything. That's the only time I can see this being useful. But at least I think it's more useful than these two. Amanita Toxin. Hatchets inflict blindness for 60 seconds. Blindness is trash, but 5 seconds of exhaustion, I think this is better than that. And the slowdown from this is still better than that. Bandaged Haft. Decreases hatchet throw cooldown by 10%. Again, it's literally just 10% less than this. And I still think this the 10% is better than the 5% that this gives. Force Stone. Hitting a target increases their volumes of grunts of pain by 20% until healed. 50% until healed. Sorry. So yeah, it's pretty much you apply Strider to them, and it goes away when they're healed. I mean, I genuinely do think this is better than these, and I'm not going to lie. All right, we have the last one here. It's called Yellowed Cloth. Increases thrown hatchet speed by 10%. Isn't that... The green one right here does that. So is it better than this? I think it's better than this. This gives 5% haste when you're holding a hatchet. Okay, so yeah, this is the Huntress tier list. I know there's a lot in S tier. And I know some of you probably won't agree with the placements, but if you don't agree with it, then make your own tier list. You know, don't be toxic in my comments. If you don't agree with me, just simply make your own tier list and put them where you would want them. You know, you don't have to agree with me if you don't want. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And next, I will be doing the Michael Myers add-on tier list, which is going to be pretty exciting. I think like 90% of them are going to be on S tier. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see all you in the next one. Bye-bye.